Beth, Beth, so good to be with you.
Hello. Oh, what a treat. Goodness me, is it the end of the year already? Whew.
Yeah. And it's time to think about 2023 and creative goals and creative entrepreneurship and making money, making art. And we're going to talk all about that.
Some of our favorite topics, no doubt.
Absolutely. Type in where you are. Hello, Lydia Graves, an artist we just took on. We took her on about a month or two ago. We just announced, and I discovered her in class. Hello, Caitlin and Bianca and Lydia and Sarah, Lauren, Chris, Houston. Oh, so much goodness all over the world. Germany, Ireland, UK, Houston. So I want to introduce Beth. First, if you don't know me, I'm an art agent. I've been an art agent for 28 years, and I have been in the creative business for 4 decades, just about. I am the teacher of Make Art That Sells courses. I've taught 30,000 students since 2013, which I still can't believe. I'm the author of I Just Like to Make Things, and I'm obsessed with books and writing for creative people, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Next, I want to introduce Beth Kempton. She's the co-founder and producer of MATS and 2 other e-course platforms. She is one of the most brilliant people that and brilliant entrepreneurs that I know. Truly, I've learned so much from her. And I'm so honored to teach the Money Badass MBA class with Beth. She's an award-winning entrepreneur and best-selling author of 5 nonfiction books that I think she wrote in like 6 years or something. I mean, she's like, a beast. Her books have been translated into more than 25 languages. She has dedicated her business and her career and her heart to helping people achieve their full potential. And that includes me.
Oh, wow.
Boom. Mm-hmm. It's true. In this life and in our past life.
Yeah.
That's what she does. And now she's running with her massive potential. Here's what we're going to do today. Beth and I are going to ask each other 3 questions. Any 3 questions that we want. Sure to be a very interesting and engaging conversation. I have 2 journal prompt activities to do with you about envisioning your 2023 creative life. And you can even pop up and talk to us about that. We've got to get to a career tarot. I haven't done one in a while. Career tarot with a volunteer. Yes, when Beth's books are so inspiring and empowering. And I'm going to just love. It's her latest. It is, look at my bookmark. It is brandy chocolate cheesecake, because you don't shovel it down. You eat a little and you think a little and you space out. You're right. Chocolate brandy cheesecake. And I've like, the other thing is the paper is really nice quality for a pen. It's so
okay. Lilla, why are you interested in a book about writing?
Because well, I just want to say this. We're having, today is the last day of our big sale. Do not hesitate. You will regret it. FOMO, when you see all the other people taking courses in 2023. So get over to Make Art That Sells and get the courses that you want, up to 50% off. You can even get the full year of Make Art That Sells, and you have your special Facebook group. I will be doing more pop-ins just for that small My Year Live group this year. They're scheduling me, so I'm sure to get in there more regularly. And also you save 50% with that. And there's a payment plan. If Becky's here, what is that? Is it 4 installments? Something like that.
Lydia just said that I did my year last year, best decision I've ever made. Would that be the same Lydia that you've just taken on, Lilla?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was the best decision you made. Absolutely. And
Oh, okay. Why don't you if you've registered for something, pop it in the comments so we can see Darcy booked on portfolio course. I'm going to book home decor tonight. Amazing. Don't forget to do that because the sale is ending. Oh, Anna, I'm so glad you got the new book. I hope you find some time over the festive season to sit quietly with it and let many words pour out.
5 installments. Thank you, Becky. 5. So that makes it really doable. Okay, then we're Career Tarot. You can ask the creative entrepreneurs, Beth and Lilla, anything. And that's what we're gonna do today. So
Quick question from Sarah. What is MBA?
Money Badass. It's like 120-page workbook. It's self-paced. You can download it instantly. It is by 2 creative entrepreneurs, Beth and Lilla, teaching you everything you need to know. And I mean everything to have creative success.
It's very focused on money, and not just the numbers of money, but the psychology of money and what gets in the way of making money. So along with the workbook, there's a whole series of videos where we have some very frank conversations about money, and a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people have taken that course and said that it's completely transformed their relationship with money, and the result of that is how much money they make, because so much of it is to do with how you think and feel about it. So I hope that contributes to you flourishing in 2023. It's really an awesome course. Hina, quickly, I mean, when we are of course here to remind you about the sale, but we do want to also really get you journaling and thinking about your career today. But Hina has just asked, can you just tell us a bit about home decor? What's the outcome of that course?
Well, first of all, Sayana says, where do I find this workbook? It's the course Money Badass on makeartthatsells.com, MBA. You get the workbook, you get videos, you get lots of stuff in there. That's where you get it. And then I think there was Sarah Anderson asked, do you cover running a creative business, like doing production and fulfillment? No, we don't talk about production and fulfillment, but that's something you can Google fairly easily. It's more about Illustrate. It's all the ways that you can make a living as a creative person. It's about figuring out what you want to do. It's about figuring out how to map it out, plan it, make it happen, deal with negative voices, and lots of stuff. Oh, Julia Janeway says the best part of MBA are the conversations between Beth and Lilla. So inspirational and practical. It really will change your work. Good.
Awesome. And Bivka says, I've only got time from April next year. Does it still make sense to do my year of art school? Absolutely. Every single course you get access way beyond the live end date of a course, so you can absolutely catch up in your own time, or just not even catch up, take it in your own time, begin when it suits you and commit the time that you've got. Awesome. Right, Lilla, should we dive into your
absolutely
journaling challenge? Love one of these. Everyone, have you got your pens and your paper?
Okay, journaling challenge, here we go. Or introspection. So I'm going to just tell you this little anecdote, okay? So here I am, like I'm 19 years old, hippie days, I'm a hippie. And if you would have told me, that little hippie, that I'd be driving cross country with my hippie boyfriend with his long black chaotic hair and his overalls, that was hippie garb, me, my embroidered denim mini skirt, and my India print shirt, which you got at the head shop, where you got rolling papers and a bong, but you also got the hippie clothes, which were made in India. Anyway, I'm topped with my mess of curly Woodstock hair. If you would have told me, Lilla, at 19, you're going to go to art school in California with palm trees and make art and make stained glass, learn how to do stained glass for a year. This one I did just recently.
It's gorgeous.
Okay. I'm 19. It happened. 1974 just set the tone. Nixon is president. You know what women were like then, like, you know, think of Pat Nixon and her little, it was a repressive time. I'm going where the hippies live, flower children, most politically progressive capital of the United States, Berkeley. I would have said, I do not believe it. So my point is, when in your past life, in your past, did you feel something that you couldn't believe would happen to you? Beth, can you rephrase that? What am I trying to say?
At what point in your past have you had a pinch me moment going, is this really my life? And I think it's interesting, like you just talked there about when you're 19, but also, Lilla, to tell your 19-year-old self or the 20-year-old self who'd embarked on that creative adventure, that several decades later, here you would be talking to people all over the world, not being in the same room as them, not needing to get on a train or a plane or a bus or anything, and be able to talk to each other and inspire each other and support each other, and that people would be coming to you for career tarot predictions and insight into markets and how to build a flourishing creative career. Isn't right now a pinch me moment?
It is. My whole life is a pinch me moment. And as you know this too, Beth, as you get more and more expertise and success, you have more and more power and control over, I think I'd like to write another book. I think I would like to, you know, teach this or do that or illustrate that. You can pick and choose. You have more. It gets better. So keep at it, people.
Oh, Babs says, 20 years ago, I'd never have thought that I would make the poster for my favourite band, the Smashing Pumpkins, in 2022. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
How cool.
Lydia Graves, marrying my husband, adopting my son, getting master's degree, LRS representation. Wow.
Awesome. Sarah, 3 years ago, I'd have never thought I would have designed and sold a range of patterns that are now available to buy. Wow. So great.
It's really wonderful.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you all have this. You all have these things. You all do. And I want you to really, let's take 1 minute. I'll set a little timer for 1 minute. I want you to write for 1 minute. No, Siri, don't. And reflect on things in your life that were unbelievable. You didn't imagine when you were a little kid that would happen to you. Noelle says, getting up the courage to submit my children's book. Now I wait. In the meantime, creating more art. Noelle, fabulous. Jennifer Russ, first time I shared my art and people were interested in buying it. I had never thought of selling my art before the spring of 2017.
Can I share one, Lilla? Just last month, I spent 33 days on my own in Japan, a country I absolutely love, having unbelievable conversations with people in some very beautiful remote places, all paid for by my book advance for book number 6, with my wonderful husband at home with our 2 children, not only not complaining, but encouraging me to go, understanding what writing books does for me and what it does in turn for our family, and for people in the wider world who read those books. Just massively appreciating that the thing that we create matters, but also it opens doors that we might not ever have imagined, or gives us opportunities that we might not otherwise have had. So I've spent the last month feeling very grateful on many levels, and thinking, yes, I feel incredibly lucky, but also acknowledging that I made a lot of that luck. I worked really, really hard to get to the point that I could go and do that. And I think sometimes we don't acknowledge our own effort or, you know, what we've sacrificed or trained ourselves to be able to do in order to be the person that gets that opportunity. I think it's really important to do that and not just say I'm so lucky. A lot of other people often say you're so lucky, but we make our own luck. So why don't actually take a moment to acknowledge one thing in the comments that you've done awesomely or learnt or committed to or made happen in the last 12 months, because it's so easy to focus on the stuff that didn't work out, but actually every single one of you will have done something that you really should be proud of.
You know what I love, Beth, is sometimes I imagine that everything in my life happened on purpose and for a reason. Every single thing, even the bad things. I know the bad things, my divorce, my first marriage, my miscarriage, so many, even the bad things had special value. They're learning opportunities. I want you to keep that in mind. Okay, let's do number 2. Now imagine you're sitting down with future you. Both of you are sipping lattes or whatever and sprawled out on a really comfy, squishy sofa. Future you says to you right now, future you says to right now you, I know you're not going to believe this, but this is what's going to happen to your career in the future, and you're going to absolutely love it. It's everything you want. Starting 2023, write down what it is. What is future you telling you? You could shut your eyes for a moment, let it pop into your mind. I can tell you what one of mine is.
I want to know. Let's give everyone 30 seconds though. It's beautiful what everyone's writing. And I love that you're writing, you are doing X, Y, Z. It's an actual conversation. Well, look at that. Books, 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 books. There's nothing quite like a book. That's why I keep writing them.
And I'm going to tell you why books are where you all should be at. Wow. This is beautiful. And it requires courage to allow yourself to think this.
Absolutely.
But remember this or something better. Maybe you want to write, you want to illustrate a children's book. Maybe you don't get that, but instead you get to write and illustrate a picture book. You don't know. You just don't know.
You never know. We think, I don't know why we think we know. We never know. Oh, it would be so much easier if we let ourselves remember that we don't know, and we don't have to try and guess out of the million things that it could be. Lilla, what is yours? Go on, tell us.
One of the things I think many of you know that I've written a book that I absolutely adored when I was obsessed with writing, and I've just sent it out to some people. And one of the, I don't need to do anything. I have enough. I have my agency. I love teaching maths, but this book is important because I only wrote when I got an idea. Would I enjoy writing it, and would it be helpful? Those were the metrics. It had to be both. I wasn't just going to write some cool story, but it had to be helpful to my community, creative community. So one of the things that I dream of is traveling with Beth and being on panels and talking about our books.
In what country?
I don't care. I don't care, but I think that would be just very fun.
I love the specificity of it, and it's brilliant. It's like, yes, or something better. Like you said, it's brilliant. Why not have a dream? And maybe that dream comes true, and maybe a different dream comes true, but the dreaming is fun too, isn't it?
Oh, thank you, Raquel and Christine. Yeah, and all the people wishing me good about the book. Okay.
Yes. So the book is a next year project. You can't buy the book yet, but you will be able to, for sure.
Right, right.
And it's going to be, you'll hear about it, don't worry.
A reminder, the sale ends today, up to 50% off, and we have installments. Okay, so let us go to, I have questions for you, Beth. Okay. So I'm obsessed with books for creative people. You know, my job as an agent is to find opportunities for my artists, for creative people. And out of that, my community on Make Art That Sells, what opportunities are there for creatives? And there never have been more opportunities, but you need to stay loose and fluid as technology changes, as things change. But as we become more AI, artificial intelligence, as we become more, there's more access to different kinds of ways to get illustration. The way you will stand out and have a career of longevity is by being more of your brand, an expression of your uniqueness, and that comes out in books, in a book that you write and illustrate, a picture book and a nonfiction arty book, an art-driven book, like it's anything from how to gouache, how to, do, and for crafters, makers, I really want to reach makers and craft people, because that is also, this is a huge opportunity. Anyway, I make it easy in my course in 2023, April 2023, you're all going to want to take it. My Arty Book Pitch is what it's called. I'm obsessed with this course. I've been writing it for months, and I will continue to write it until the deadline. And I want to show you this wacky thing. One of the ways, I like to not just say, okay, write a book, right? Write a book. I kitzel you into it. I tease you, I tantalize you with little ways to get inspired and then break it down. And I have like little cheat sheets for how you write your little summary of your book and the words to use and so forth. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is showing you vintage books to give you ideas for your own book.
Where did you find that?
I've had this forever.
Wow, the colors look really contemporary to me.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
And by the way, this is Lil's color of the year 2023. I'd wear it. That's what I think.
Awesome. That is so cool.
Arty nonfiction book. Now, we are also going to look, of course, at contemporary books. I have about 100, but we're also.
So does that, just to be clear, so my Arty Book Pitch covers, if you want to make like a stunning journal, for example, with like art and a few prompts and things, that covers that, does it?
And you can watch my 5-part video series. I go all into detail. And where do they get that?
On makeartthatsells.com.
Yeah, somewhere they can find it.
And if Becky's still in the comments, maybe you can, or
Sure, Becky.
Jenny, if you could pop a direct link for anyone who's missed that 5-part video series, that'd be cool. I saw somebody in the comments, Raquel, just said, I'd never thought about non-fiction books until I watched that free video series, and it made, to see it's an absolutely massive opportunity right now, right? They're so popular. It's
a game changer, people, and no one else. I don't know anybody else. I don't know that anyone's teaching it in quite the same way to artists. I'm speaking mostly to artists that maybe write you don't even have to write. Okay, here's another one for inspiration.
Cute.
The first book of words. This is unbelievable. And it's like the history of language. But I mean, wow. You could I'll talk about all the different, how you can use this format for your own inspiration. This has lots of words. You don't have to write a book with lots of words. But how about the history of words for children or for adults, about words and creating words and generating made-up words? Like in Beth's book, she made up the word, not introvert, not extrovert, but kindrovert.
Very good. That's the first book. That's 5 years ago, Lilla. Amazing.
No, I just read about that in the new one. You
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. This is a beautiful arty book.
Oh, gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to show one more, but I'm not going to spend time on that because we have bigger fish to fry today.
Oh, fab. Look at that.
You know, it's just, we're talking graphic novels, we're talking instructional, we're talking cookbooks, we're talking social, emotional, and so on and so forth. Okay, Beth, I have a question for you. How do you, as a creative person, decide what book to write next? Does it just appear? Do you think about the travel when concepting? Because I know travel is such an important part of your book writing experience. How does a book happen for you?
I don't choose it. It's the one that is so constant in my life that it becomes the lens through which I see everything. I think I have a lot of ideas bubbling, and then one will push itself forward, and it's often in the form of a question that I don't know the answer to, and I become really interested in that question, and feel.
Can you tell maybe what the question was for, let's say, the Fearless Writer book?
Over the course of a book, it evolves, and one question leads to another. I think right at the beginning, it's something like, what does it mean to write without fear? Like, to be able to write without fear getting in the way, just because I know from experience of teaching a lot of people that fear just stops so many people writing for themselves or for other people, and that is, in so many ways, it's a tragedy, because writing is good for us and our writing can be good for other people, and stories are the stuff that the world is built on, and if you don't share your words, no one's ever gonna to have that impact that it could have. So that, for example, that book would have started with a question like that, but for the one I'm writing at the moment, which is very much about midlife, like taking a pause in midlife, even though we never know when midlife is, but just statistically midlife, and saying, what, to get to the end of your life and look back and be able to say, I lived well, I made the most of my time on earth. What decisions do I need to be making now in midlife to make that possible? That's the kind of question I'm like, I don't actually know. How can I find out or come up with that and make those decisions in my own life? And how would this be of service to other people? So it is often a question, or it's a particular word that I want to dive deep into, that kind of thing. But I don't just sit down and go, what shall I write a book about next? I mean, and very interestingly, if I look back in my journals, I have many journals, the seeds of each book is planted many years before I realized, like, the words, my books have very specific words, like the word wabi-sabi appeared in one of my journals many years before I thought about writing that book. So I think we know deep inside what we want to create before our mind is ready for that information, which is why journaling and sketching and just doing stuff all the time without thinking about it too much is a really important way of sowing those seeds, I think. And then we can look back later and find that evidence, You're
absolutely right. It's kind of our DNA, and the DNA expresses itself at various points in our life. I was just going through some old files, and I found, I think it was from 1984, a poster I wrote for a course called something like Finding Your Personal Style. And I taught that in San Francisco, like a workshop at a friend's house to like 10 artists on Russian Hill. And I just, 3 years ago, then I was asked to teach that on Creative Bug. On personal style. So
there's 10,000 people instead of 10 people, right?
Yeah, thousands. And it's really in your DNA. You kind of don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. It's just accepting and expressing it and getting it out there. It's already built into the software of your being and brain. And I think at what I'm maybe hearing Beth saying is that things emerge and reveal themselves, like they bubble up. So she doesn't sit down, as she said, and go, I should write a book. But it's like this bubbles up and now it occupies her brain, and that's what she wants to write about. And I think
what's interesting for me, Lilla, is that it's not necessarily always a book. I think the idea comes first, and sometimes the book is the right format, and sometimes a podcast is the right format, and sometimes an online course is the right format, and it might be the same for an artist. I don't know whether actually a painting is the right format or whatever. And the most important thing is learning to listen to your ideas. And then I think you figure out, that's part of the role of the human being, is to figure out which format to put it into.
Yes, absolutely. By the way, we will be giving away some courses, so stay tuned. Yes, creative people, artists, it's the same for you. You know what media you like to work in. You know what you like to draw. You know what you've always yearned for. It's there. It's not a surprise. Okay, next question, Beth. Why? What?
I'm laughing because Greg says, hello, I have my guesses ready.
Greg's in the house. Oh man, he was bummed that he couldn't make it yesterday, and I was happy to be here today. Let's see. So Beth,
yes,
you came from corporate life.
I did.
Yeah, and some years ago you just switched it all up. Why do you like the creative life, and does it ever scare you, or does it exhilarate you, or both? Can you talk about that?
I'm going to answer really quickly because I know that we've got lots. We want to get people on and get them talking about their careers. But in a word, freedom is why I love the creative life. And does it ever scare me? Actually writing never scares me, the writing. That's why I wrote a book called The Way of the Fearless Writer. What is scary is sharing those words with other people in different ways. And what I've learned is that there are certain ways where the amount of psychic energy it takes me to get ready to share in a certain way, it's not worth it for me. And so I don't do that kind of sharing very often. And then there's other ways that I share my words where I don't think about it. It doesn't take a lot of effort, and I focus a lot more on those. And I found that it's become a lot easier for me to share over the years, where I've tuned into what is so stressful to do that it kind of overtakes everything else. And I think the thing is, sometimes we're capable of doing something, so we go and do it, even though we absolutely hate doing it. When we're so lucky these days to have so many different outlets, channels, ways that we can talk about our work. It's the same as an artist might say, I don't ever want to show my face on Instagram. Well, you don't have to show your face on Instagram. Don't let that stop you posting on Instagram. And I think that's the thing. In the last few years, I've become good at figuring out what is very comfortable for me to do in order to share more of my words. So I don't mean comfortable as in I'm not going to do anything scary. In The Way of the Fearless Writer, I did the scariest thing I could imagine and co-wrote a song, even though I'm not musical, right? So I definitely challenge myself. But when it comes to the scary thing for me is putting my work out in the world, because it's so very personal, and I'm sure everyone can relate to that. But that's something that I don't think ever goes away. If you didn't care at all, it's probably not your best work, I think.
It does get easier. Everything gets easier the more you do it. So that's a good thing. In the beginning for me, it's fear and excitement. And then the fear goes down and fear goes down and the excitement levels off, but then the comfort level goes up. There's great comfort I have in teaching online and writing courses and mentoring the artists, so forth.
And then what if you try something new? Does it come back again until you get used to that as well?
With every business, every creative form I've done, that's the way it is. I mean, obviously stained glass is a lot less scary to do in the beginning. I have an anecdote about that I'll save for another day, but you know, the more you risk, the more vulnerable you're going to feel. And yay, you're alive. That means you're living. Okay, Beth, why don't we hold off on the questions for me?
Yep.
We do that and just go to Career Tarot.
I think so.
Okay, because we don't want this to be like an all day long Zoom. Okay.
We can do another in the new year if we run out of time on the questions, no problem.
Raise your hand if you would like to pop up on the screen, and I will do a Career Tarot for you. Let me open that nice little window. Please put your hand down if I've done you before. Thank you. Thank you.
And so while we're just waiting for Lilla to pop someone up, just for anyone who's come late, to say today is the last day of the makeartthatsells.com sale. It's an absolutely massive sale. It's the biggest sale of the whole year. And there's no tricks. It's literally the things that we sell full price all year round at up to half price, to make them as accessible as possible. So if you think you would like to invest in your art career and learn something really amazing, every single course has a very specific output, whether that's a home decor pitch or an arty book pitch or whatever else, something that you are going to be able to use in your business. I think that's the difference with Make Art That Sells courses. Every single one of those is going to help you build your career. So makeartthatsells.com for up to 50% off. And if you have never taken a Make Art That Sells course, feel free to pop a question in the comments directed at everybody else who is with us today, because some of you I know have been here with us year after year, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal to see you grow as artists. Rivka, what's the time limit? Specific hour? I do not know, to be honest. I would say get over to makeartthatsells.com in your time zone and book your course as soon as you can, so that you don't miss out. Okay, Lilla.
Yes, and I didn't answer someone's question about home decor. Every course is pitch based. You're creating work or a children's book or writing a picture children's book or writing an arty book or home decor to make a pitch to go out to get you the work. I'm a very practical gal. I'm a triple Capricorn. I like to get things done and make it happen and help you make it happen. So all the courses are very practical.
Erica just said, I was so stoked to see the sale. I've never taken a Make Art That Sells course and I've decided to commit and has booked in for my year of art school. You are going to have your mind blown, Erica. You will not believe the art that comes out of you in the next 12 months. That's very exciting.
Terry just signed up for 4 and she's never taken any. And the community is crazy good. This is a place where you can tap into our private Facebook group and ask questions, get support. You know, what software do people use? What about Procreate? What about this? You know, all your questions. You have people with such expertise in there. The guidelines are you got to be warm, nice. You're not critical. You are there to support or be supported. And I make that happen, and that's how we roll. Greg says you will love it. It's true. Greg, you're going to be in my year, right? Did you say you signed up? Because Greg is sort of our like class secretary.
We love Greg.
I mean, he's just like such pause energy. Okay.
Oh goodness, Harpreet, I'm a caregiver, and if I hadn't enrolled, I would have gone nuts. Well, bless you. And that's so amazing to know that it's helped you in all that you're giving to other people to have something for yourself. That's fantastic.
Okay, let's do Raquel Russo,
Mhm.
and we'll do Career Tarot. And she says she's been on before, but never with Career Tarot. She was the first person to raise her hand, so I'm going to pick her. And yeah, thank you, Kim, for popping her in.
And
Yeah.
some people you've put your hands down, but feel free to keep your hand up because we might get to do another one
I do
afterwards.
another.
Hi, Raquel.
Hi, hello.
I don't think we met, did we?
Yeah, I popped in last year, I think.
I think your hair was different, was shorter.
Probably like this.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Now tell me what Matt's courses you've taken so far.
I've taken ICB 3 times.
Illustrating.
Just illustrating children's books. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's brilliant. And I've taken my kid book pitch.
Mhm,
So you're
Yes.
interested in books then?
mhm.
Yes. I'd also like to expand, but right now I'm trying to focus and become really good at books and then grow.
Fantastic. And where are you? Where are you located right now?
Portugal.
Portugal. That's right. I knew that.
Yeah.
And what are you signed up? Have you signed up already for 2023?
No.
Thinking about it?
Maybe. It will be a last minute decision.
Yeah, I know. We always get a lot of people signing up at the last minute. So here's what I do. I have my cards. I'm going to take a moment where I just breathe and kind of get centered. So if you'll all bear with me while I take that moment, and then I pick out 5 cards with face down. I don't see them, but my hand knows what to pick. So if everybody can just take a moment to breathe and think about Raquel and send her great energy. Okay, this is fun. Okay. Edit, curate your work. So that means to me, there's some older pieces that you can jettison. Does that resonate for you?
Yeah. I'm transitioning, I think. And I probably need to clean out stuff I don't relate with anymore.
Don't relate to. And what, in terms of style, medium, all
A bit of both. Maybe style and mostly medium also, because I'm transitioning to a sort of digital mixed media where I start everything in paper and then I put it on my computer in Photoshop.
and what did you do before?
Just digital. Just
Oh,
Procreate,
yeah.
just Photoshop.
You're doing more traditional media.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. You know, I think that's so important. I love digital, but traditional, you cannot get the same line quality, the same absorbency of the paper. I even have, I was so excited years ago because, wow, I could get this Japanese Pentel brush pen with a cartridge. I didn't have to keep dipping my brush in the ink.
Yes.
I can just keep writing my letters and drawing. But you know what? And the same with dip pens. Oh, fountain pen. But that dip pen, man.
It has a special line, it blots and
the blobs, the scratches. You cannot get that elsewhere.
no. That's
Good.
why I'm transitioning.
Good. You're transitioning. Wonderful. Number 2, podcast.
Oh my God. I bought a microphone last week.
No way. I just got shivers. What's it going to be about? Tell everyone so that they can look out for it. Does it have a name?
Not yet. I'm thinking about how was it? I need to look at my notes.
I did not see that coming for you. I didn't see that. When I turned it over, I'm like,
it will be about creative process. It will be about the struggles of an artist, day-to-day life, I want to start maybe on a monthly basis to go along with my blog, really slow because I don't want to overwhelm myself. Yeah, I bought a microphone last week.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable. I don't think I've ever turned that over for anyone yet.
Wow.
Of course, I'm scared because of my accent, but
No, you speak beautifully and your voice is so pretty.
thank you.
I think that's wonderful. Beth, will you please write a little course on how to do a podcast?
Yes, please.
The one thing I would definitely recommend straight away is to use buzzsprout.com.
Buzzsprout, okay.
As the host.
Yeah,
It's
I've looked at
absolutely
them.
fantastic. And it's not
They're
expensive.
easy. It's a monthly subscription, isn't it? I've looked at them.
Yeah, you can have multiple podcasts on there and it gives you brilliant analytics. You can get one, if you look on my Instagram at Beth Kempton, you can see that you can get like a up to 1 minute audio or video. Well, it's looks like video. It's like a photo with audio on the top of it. Snippet, suit in like a minute off there, no extra cost, so that you can use that for promo. It's really fantastic, and it sends to all of the platforms. And I think if you get used to that, it takes away a whole lot of the headaches of podcasts in the old days, for sure. So
yeah, thank you. I'll look into it. I was looking at multiple platforms, and Buzzsprout was one of them. But
and they have great training videos. Yeah, and I think the training videos, you can learn how to do a podcast without paying for it. I do think you can. There's enough good training platform videos from the platforms, because they're all trying to get you to be on there. So you just need a bit of time, and don't underestimate how long it takes to do a good job. All the preparation, all the the little graphics and all that stuff, but it's completely worth it. It's an amazing way to talk to people directly. People listen for hours where they might not spend more than 10 seconds reading a post. So
yes, exactly.
It's a really great thing to do.
I wanted to do one because when I'm working, I'm always listening to podcasts or books, and I feel so connected with the people that I'm listening to. And yeah, I thought it would be a good medium.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your advice.
When it's up and running.
Yeah.
Heather Hatch writes, in fact, everybody's so supportive of you doing this, by the way.
Thank you, guys.
In the chat. Heather writes, in fact, it's part of Portugal, etc., that makes your journey unique and interesting to peeps like me in the US. It's true. We're fascinated by other countries. We have one big old country, and other smaller countries that aren't the US are very interesting to us. Okay. Card number 3. Open an Etsy shop.
Oh dear, I think she's just done that as well.
I've been looking at printers.
Been looking at printers. Well, this is validating all your stuff, everything you're doing.
Yes, it is.
Can I make a suggestion, Lilla?
Yes.
I think we should give Raquel a free place on my arty book pitch, because that's going to help you with your books, and also you could even talk about your experience as in your podcast, but also on your Etsy shop you can make printables, which are making people an absolute fortune. And all the stuff that you do in my arty book pitch is going to give you so much content for printables as well as for actual books. So if you'd like to take that, drop a note to Louise at hello@makeartthatsells.com afterwards, and she'll set you up with that.
I love that. Thank you.
I'm so glad you'll be in there. That's the course that I want everyone to take. It's going to be crazy. So good. What did I want to say? When you say printables, Beth, what do you mean? Selling printables on Etsy? You mean like digital?
Yeah, so for like $1 you can download a like my week planner, and it's got pretty little illustrations around the edge, and it just says Monday to Friday, whatever. There's people making tons of money on Etsy, and if I was a designer, I would have hundreds of those in a shop. I mean, and they're so easy, like they're so simple, but you just make them beautiful and people absolutely love them. So take a look, everybody, go to Etsy and type in printables, and see what you get. And like Jenny just said, I just bought my 11-year-old some printable cardboard mask downloads on Etsy. Yeah, there's, you know, so much. I think what's really easy to do as a creative person is to forget that what comes easily to you does not come easily to everybody else. And a lot of people like me, I'm all about the words. Instead of struggling to try and draw something, I'd much rather pay $1 and print it out and have something awesome to begin with. You know, if I'm doing something like Jenny just said with children, whatever. But also stationery is just huge. Since bullet journaling, it's just gone absolutely nuts. And so, oh, look at that, see? she knows.
Yeah. And I've downloaded a bunch of embroidery pattern downloads.
Yeah. And like Sonia just said, colouring pages, absolutely. And because they're so cheap for somebody to buy and can bring such joy. So really, really worth thinking about. Adele says, an artist friend makes printable templates for historical subjects. Every September, they sell endless Norman Viking castles and Egyptian pyramids because all the teachers are printing them out. Brilliant.
This is so great because it's going to mesh so nicely with the Artie book. You can write the book, but maybe you have extra pieces you can put on Etsy. You can then tell the agent or the editor, I've sold X number of downloadables on this topic, and here's my book that explores it more fully, you know, on whatever.
Yes, to back it up.
Okay. Yeah. Card number 4. Pitch your illustrated kid book.
Oh, well, there you are.
3 times.
That's magic, honestly.
I know.
I'm working on it. I've shared
Adele says
it on my newsletters.
Adele says in capital letters, it's time! Exclamation mark. Exclamation.
Okay, number 5.
Oh, wow, there's more.
Yeah.
You're going to be busy.
Less.
Work less. That also makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Less. So all these things you can do, but in time.
In time, yes.
You look very healthy though, so it's not wrecking your health. That's good. But, you know, balance is what that's saying, balance. And shoot me an email again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. Let's talk again.
Okay.
Maybe do my Artie book pitch first and then send an email.
Yes.
Or one before and one after. Who knows?
Okay. Your pleasure. I'm so happy for you, Raquel. You're
Thank you so much.
Class. You're always doing your work and putting it up there. And, you know, I know my students, not every last one, of course, I have lots, but the ones that do the work, do the assignments, grow, comment, I get to know you. It's pretty wonderful. So thank you so much for being here, and congrats on getting the course. It's going to
Thank you so much. Honestly, this was brilliant.
Well, you raised your hand first, girl.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Make your own luck.
Hey, it's your lucky day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You.
Have a lovely evening. Bye.
I say we do one more. What do you think, Beth?
I think we've got time for one more, and then we've got our giveaway that I know Greg has his finger on the mouse ready to enter for. So let's do one tarot first, and then the.
Okay. Have you ever seen me do career tarot?
I have. I've always been wanting to have one myself, but I wouldn't want to take away the time from everybody else. So maybe another day. And also, I'm too busy. I don't want more things on my plate.
Yeah, well, you probably get work less.
Oh yeah, that's such a good one.
You know what yours are. Whenever I do tarot for myself, like regular tarot, I'm like, Lilla, you know what you wanted to say. Like, oh, I hope this card comes up. Okay, then just that's the call. Like, you know, we all know. Oh, Becky says the video will be available on the website tomorrow for those who who want to see it from the very beginning.
So if that's the case, if the video is going on the website, then for anyone watching, you better get to makeupthesales.com right away, or you'll be on there already, because it is just, you know, it's hours left in the sale. not days anymore. So up to 50% off at makeartthairsells.com if you missed it earlier on. Okay.
Let's do oh man. Audrey, Szabo, have we ever done you before? Have you popped up before? Or do I just know you so well from class? She's still here. Type in the chat, Audrey. How many hours left? I think, oh, okay, so let's do Audrey. I don't know, probably midnight West Coast time or something. Audrey Szabo, Szabo. Okay, let's pop that girl up. I'll shuffle my cards. Babs Love, yeah, no, you ring a bell. I saw you pop up here and I'm like, that rings a bell, Babs Love.
Help me. Hello.
We can't
Hello.
hear you, Audrey.
Hello.
We can hear you, can't see you.
So
Oh, I'm just getting somebody to emergency help. The host has asked you to start your video. Okay. Ah, I'm there.
oh,
Hi.
hey,
Hi.
so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you after so many years.
I know you've been in class many times. How exciting.
Yeah, lots.
Hey, and where are you located?
Manchester, England.
Okay, oh, that's pretty great. What courses have you taken?
Well, I've done a lot of boot camps, and I've taken, the first time you did the year of art, I did the year of art.
Right.
That took me about 2 years to do. It kept me busy because it was there's a lot on there. And then I've done more boot camps. I won a boot camp, and I love the redrawing Black history.
Yes.
I recently took. It was absolutely fantastic.
I
And,
recommend everyone take that. Yes.
yeah, it's brilliant. And I posted the work, and because of that, I got this brilliant opportunity. I got a huge gallery wall in a very busy place in my town. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was just, and it was because of that, because they liked the work so much, and so that's on display.
Your work is
the work I did there and a lot more, and I've got so much work from there. So
That's fantastic. Whereabouts is it?
It's in Stockport. It's
Right.
in Greater Manchester.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really busy. It's a food hall, so lots of different restaurants, and yeah, so many people have seen me and contacted me because of it. So
That's fantastic.
Amazing. Well done.
British Jenny says, feel free to email Jenny, JENNIE at makeartthatsells.com with any success stories you have and any images, because she may include it in a newsletter that goes to many thousands of people, including art directors and art buyers.
okay.
By the way, this one just fell in my lap and it says, try something new.
Ooh.
Do you feel like you need to break out?
Yes, I'd like to do more painting, which I keep saying I'll do. I started doing it. Well, when I do your courses, I feel like I experiment and sort of play more, and I'm not trying to make something commercial, and I want to do that more. And for some reason, I can't do it when I'm left on my own. It's just hard. It's just a lot easier when you're on a course and excited about something.
You are absolutely right. It's very hard. Even though I was a professional illustrator for 12 years, booked as can be, it's hard to do work on your own. It just is. And
Yeah.
courses and commissions are really great for that. Deadlines are magic, says Wen. Wen, nice to see you in here. Okay, everybody give me a minute to breathe. And everybody send energy to Wen.
And to Audrey.
I mean, Audrey. Okay. Number 1. Organize an art supply drive for kids in need.
Oh,
Ooh, what's that? Will you say that again, please?
Organize an art supply drive for kids in need. Does that mean anything to you? Do you work with any nonprofits?
I have done, but I'm not doing it. Not doing it at the moment.
But you
trying
have,
to avoid. I'm actually trying to avoid doing non-profit things because I've been asked to do a lot in the past year, and I found myself getting too busy doing work for nothing, basically.
well, that's interesting because what Lilla's saying isn't do work for nothing. It's saying the drive is to get lots of people to donate art supplies which you give to children. So that's a really interesting way to support children without doing the stuff.
Doing something that doesn't involve me doing months of work.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, this could be a dud for all I'm not God. Well, we'll put that aside. Maybe something will come to me what that is.
you have to tell us this time next year whether it like suddenly turned out to be a brilliant thing that you ended up doing.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe you do a poster. Adele, yes, that's what I was going to say. A poster of your art. And the beauty of this is use it as personal work. Do, say, I will do this, but I've done this before years ago, but I want full creative control. Like I can do anything I want. I will do it for free. You print it up. Here's what I'm going to do. So you get to make this piece of art and it gets used, but you get to do your lettering, your imagery, and so forth. And I'm just going to look at what's your website?
Well, my Instagram's better. My website is not very up to date. It's Audrinka, AUDRINKA_art.
Oh,
That's so weird that you've just said about a poster, because I've just had my first paid job and it's a poster. I've just done it for my local town.
Oh, okay. Mama's psychic.
That is weird. I've literally just done it and they've just posted it, and it's of my and it's of my local town that's regenerating. It's a very old market town that got very dilapidated and all the shops were closed down, and it's had a regeneration, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, your work is gorgeous. I loved the Edmonia Lewis piece that like floored me. Okay, let's look at card number 2. People come back from looking at her site. Get back to what you love. Now, let me think, because you're making work that you love. Is it that you want to fine art paint? Is it that you want to do like fine art and not be as illustrative? Do you want to, what is it? God,
I don't know.
Graphic novels? Do you want to write more?
I don't feel like I'm a writer. I just want to paint more and draw more. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, but I would like to do. I like doing courses, which obviously don't. But I've got to pay the bills as well. So it's how I'm paying the bills now is I'm doing portraits for people. It sort of happened by accident in lockdown, and that's taken off. And I'm doing I do prints and markets and things. So I'm trying to keep quite commercial, but I think that's what I like about doing courses. I don't worry about being commercial and just doing
Mhm.
splashing paint about and being more not caring.
Well, your work is so beautiful. So get back to work you love. I think maybe that means try to eliminate all the things that aren't on your goal of making a living as a creative person doing art you love. Get rid of all that other junk as slowly and surely. Delegate, leave the vacuuming, leave the,
Oh, I do leave the vacuuming.
yeah, me too. Do the, reduce the volunteer work now. You've done enough, you've given enough. Now give your beauty to the world. You deserve that. Card number 3, make jewelry and sell it. Am I like totally off or on or what today? What is that? Did I miss it?
I don't know. Maybe I should do something other than art, because I do probably spend too much of my time just doing art, and I am creative and like to do lots of different things. But I do art pretty much all day, and
That's
it's quite late at night. Maybe I should do something hobby-wise that isn't.
maybe a hobby, maybe something. I don't know. Maybe let's see what the rest of the cards say. Maybe I'll get a vision. God, it's just all over the place. Style and take photos and Instagram them. Can you take photos
Yes.
of art and process your materials and put those on Insta?
Yeah, I should do more of that. I'm a terrible photographer, so I avoid doing things, and I hate being on camera.
No, but you just hold your phone like, like this,
Yeah,
like I do for
yeah,
classes.
that is definitely something I should do more.
Why
Yeah.
should you? Why should you do more of?
Just filming things, because I guess I'm always trying to get more Instagram followers, because it generates sales.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Barbara says, I'm sorry, this tro was made for me too, lol. That's good. I don't know. It's, the one that fell in my lap was try something new. And then all these things are like, make jewelry, style on Instagram, organize display, get back to what you love. It's like all over the place. I'm confused. Let's see.
Wait, Lilla, to me, it doesn't sound all over the place at all. It sounds like try something new.
Yeah.
You said you really focused on being commercial and doing the thing that's making the money, but maybe it's about spreading your wings a bit and having a bit of fun, like you have in the courses, and see where it takes you.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that's what I need to do. I'm a little bit of a slave to what I'm doing at the moment, and I'm not making time for other things.
Oh, so now maybe it's taking your art in these different directions. That's interesting. Well, the last one, just to be totally add another thing to the mix, teach a class online. Okay, so, you can do that with Skillshare, and you can teach how you do the art that you do or something like that.
Yeah, people keep asking me to do classes, but I'm very shy.
So
I keep saying,
But here you are talking right now. This is completely fine.
I know, but it's bread.
Okay, you've heard me say this. I was a nervous wreck. Look, I was an illustrator. No one sees an illustrator. I was an agent. No one sees agents. And then Beth is like, I'm coming to your studio. I'm going to film you. I'm like, no, what? But I love teaching. I will teach live humans, but this was a whole, and it took me probably, well, what I finally did was I got Kim, and Kim gets me set up before we go live. We go through protocol, and I'm happy to see Kim, and she makes sure I don't F up the technology. And, I found ways. So all of you, honor your fears and find, can someone sit next to you when you're teaching when you're doing a teaching online. Can someone help you? Can you get a high school kid to come style and hold the, take the photos for you, get the support? It's fine to be scared. I'm like the scaredest person, but I tell my son, don't let the anxiety get in the way of what you love. You can figure out the anxiety, and there's medication too. If for those, it's absolutely fine to do whatever you need to do what you love. Don't let the fear get in the way.
Yeah,
that will go away.
It is something that I would like to do, and somebody that I know a little bit is opening an art club cafe down the road, and she does these brilliant classes where she has kids and they just have really fun with paint. And I keep saying I would like to be in her class and do that, but she would like me to. She's said she'd like me to teach some classes there, so that might be something that I would have to conquer my fear, and I would love to do that. Yeah.
Okay. And what you do for that is you just have a few people, have a class limit on the size, and get everything you're going to teach nice and prepared. The more prepared I am, the less nervous. The more I write things out, the more I have my stack of things to show, ready to go, the more comfortable I am. When I buy a nice little thing to wear for the Zoom, I get to buy clothes for business.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's something that I'd really like to do. Yeah.
Good. Try something new. Boom.
Something new, yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh,
That's
this is
awesome.
wonderful.
Lilla, I think we should give Audrey the portfolio course so that she can shake up her portfolio when she's tried all these new things. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's see. Can we give her 2 things?
What's the other one?
I'm trying to think what would be good for her. Portfolio class. Well, have you done MBA? Business?
Yeah, I've done the year of art, so I've done.
Oh, so you
Oh, you've done them all. Yeah. Have you signed up for
Yeah.
anything for 2023?
No, I was thinking of a few things. The arty book.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've got I don't know if I could. I'm not confident of writing a book, and I thought I would never write a book. But then when I watched you talk about the pitch, I started coming up with ideas, and I was inspired to do that.
You're going to get Artie book course, and here's why. It's very comprehensive. It's going to use a lot of your skills you love to teach. You can do a little instruction book, even if it's just writing recipes for a project, writing recipes, materials, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's writing. Writing doesn't have to be once I was a blah, blah, It can be instructional. You love to teach. You love to make art, something with jewelry, I think Artie book, let's have you get that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm
Awesome.
so happy.
So drop a note to Louise at hello@makeartthatsells.com and she'll get you.
I will do. Thank you. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
so much for joining us. Good luck. Can't wait to see what you do.
Good to talk to you. Bye.
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 Lilla, we've got 2 questions, and then I think we have to wrap up with our giveaway. One question is from Hannah. Where do I find information about a payment plan? I'd like to order 3 courses and can't pay all at once. So all of the bundles in the sale, which are curated groups of courses that fit well together, they have payment plans, a 3-part payment plan, and you can find that when you go to makeartthatsells.com and you click on let me show you, you go to the main website, and then you can see all the sale information on there. If you go to menu and courses, you can find all of the bundles in a list, and every bundle has the option to pay in full or pay deposit. And if you just pay the deposit, you'll only have it's about a third taken.
It's just the my years. Myers Live and Myers All, I'm pretty sure. Becky, is that true?
Yes, you are right. Sorry. So the two bundles that are My Year of Art School and the My Year of Art School Live do have payment plans, and they're now 5-part payment plans. Sorry for the confusion. And they are massive, 50% off. The other ones, they don't have payment plans. So it is just register now, but they are heavily discounted. So hopefully that helps you register for whatever it is that you want to take. Stacey says, I've only just been able to join at the last minute today. I was wondering which course is best if you want to illustrate children's books.
Take the book bundle. By the way, I'll get to that. Anna Lause's book bundle deal was 3-part plan. That's, oh, Becky says My Year bundles are available in 3- and 5-part payment plans. Selected other bundles have 3-part payment plans. That's great.
Okay, so apologies if I have confused you.
Work here, we don't really
The best
know.
thing to do is go on makeupthatsells.com. There are so many courses and so many bundles on offer for you. That's why it's slightly confusing, but under each one you will see, if it only says pay now, there isn't a payment plan. If it says pay now or pay deposit, then you want the deposit option for the payment plan. If you can't decide what's best for you, on makeupthatsells.com, you can still get a copy of our sale guide. You can see the link to that is right at the top of the page. And that helps you figure out, based on where you are right now, what is going to be the best option for you. Stacey, you asked, in terms of course, if you want to illustrate children's books, the best course is illustrating children's books, but we do have several book related courses now, and there is a book bundle which gives you the best value for money and is going to give you inspiration spread across the year. So you might want to have a look at that. That might be really good for you. Okay.
And the book bundle, I wrote this little post-it. This bundle is for you if you love books, you want to illustrate books, write and illustrate kid books, write and illustrate arty books. It's everything on writing and illustrating for kid and adult. It's a great bundle. We spent a lot of time thinking about the bundles, like what's a really easy starter bundle for people just like, wait, where do I begin? People who really want to make a commitment, like it's like I want to go to art school for a year, but of course pay like 1/10 the price. But I want everything. I mean, business. I want to make my living as a creative person. Okay, that's great. We have a giveaway now for
one more question for the giveaway, because it's been waiting for a while. If you don't mind, is there anything you'd recommend artists to do for 5 minutes every day in order to grow in terms of business mindset? That's from Adele.
Anything I would recommend for 5 minutes? Yes.
Do with business mindset.
For the business mindset, business mindset, business. I want you to have, I want you to have a place that you love to go to, a chair, a squishy chair by a window or a cafe. I want you to find a place that's your sacred place for envisioning and working on your business, where you will actually get your butt there and sit down and write or share your work or pitch your work or promote, or something where you will get your move forward. But it has to start with an environment that you will sit down and that you love. I have 2 chairs in my living room. One has my laptop. This is the studio. This is different. My laptop, and it's more of a business feel. There's the other one that has no laptop. It has my journal, a number of pens, a coffee warmer, and it's for me to reflect. So make your environment that's going to encourage you to do the work, and sit there for 5 minutes every day and focus on your business. Take Money Badass, the MBA course too, because that's going to give you a workbook you can work on every day to hit your goals, and it works.
You can also spend, that's brilliant, and it makes such a difference if you don't do that right now. And I'd also say it's worth regularly asking yourself, is this connected to doing what I love? Because it's so easy to get caught up in jobs, all sorts of jobs and things that people want you to do, and so many ideas, and to just keep, spend 5 minutes while the kettle's boiling to go, is the thing I'm just about to spend the next hour doing actually contributing to doing what I love? And if it's business mindset, it might be, is this contributing to generating income for this particular business, or for reducing expenditure, or something connected to the financial side? And just that one question while you're having a cup of tea might help you make a decision that saves you a bunch of time or stress or money.
The other thing you can do, and I told the My Year group yesterday when I had a nice little chat with that group, Post-it note before you go to bed, 5 minutes, write down your 3 goals for the next day. 3. That way you're not overwhelmed. Creative people get overwhelmed easily because we have so many ideas. So 3 things you're going to do, those are your goals for the next day. As you do that more and more, and you might only get to 2 of them, but you might get to all 3. It trains you. And by doing it the night before, when you wake up in the morning groggy, you don't have to be like, what am I going to do today? You have it there, and you can begin to start your day with that as your focus and goal. It works. That is so true. You know us. I do, Babs. Okay, we have a giveaway to give away. What are we giving away? Are we letting them choose?
We are going to give away a free place on boot camp, either of the boot camps. And if you've already signed up for boot camp, you can give it to a friend. It would make an amazing Christmas present for somebody. So if you win, you'll be able to do that. Yeah.
Holiday present.
Yeah. Holiday present. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes. And I just want to say, in boot camp, month 2, lettering, people. And I have to show you this. This is what I did for money when I was a grad student.
Teaching.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It was a poster I put up on phone poles.
That's amazing. That could be a poster.
Can you believe I could do calligraphy neat like that?
It's gorgeous.
That's hand done. You believe I could do that?
Always ahead of the curve.
It was, oh, thank you, everybody. So, okay. So if you, yes, I want to do a whole lettering course sometime, but the best thing you can do is get boot camp. Absolutely take boot camp, because it starts in January, Jan, Feb, March, something every Monday. And what I'm writing for that, I'm like so excited for you. Great for your career and super fun and really easy. Like you can tackle it. Okay, if you haven't done this before, Greg, get ready. You can guess as many times as you want, as often, and so forth. We have a big number of people here. There will be a lot of guesses. Kim and I and Beth will try to find the correct answer as quickly as possible. We may not get the first person. It's the one we see first. So that's our disclaimer. Okay. And it was something you saw earlier today in this Zoom. The question, the category is something that lives in the sea. Something that lives in the sea. I may need to give a hint. I love this. God, speed reading. Okay.
Oh, I think I saw it,
You found one?
but I have to scroll back. Yes, Liz Dickerson said lobster.
Lobster.
Oh, and also Jen, but before that, Jen Gubit, sorry, Jen, I don't know how to pronounce your surname. Gubicha said lobster too. So you can both have one.
Oh, you're right.
That's in the house.
Sure.
Oh my God. And if you already, Jen, you might be signed up for My Year, I don't know, but you can gift it. Okay, and just so both of you write to Louise at it's hello@makeartthatsells.com and tell her that you won.
Liz says I won my kid book pitch earlier this week. Oh my goodness. So Liz, you can pay that forward if you want, pass it on to someone else. You could post about the courses. You could just do something generous for other people because it's clearly your lucky week.
She won kid book earlier and now she won boot camp.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So Jenny says buy a lottery ticket this week, Liz. It's obviously you want to roll.
That's great. Oh, I think we did everything, right? We did everything as planned and we've gone over.
We always go over, but what a joy to spend time with everyone. I'm sure we'll do something in the new year to get you all fired up for the year ahead. But for now, just to remind you, 50% off. This is the best chance all year if you want to invest in your art career and take one of Lilla's unbelievably cool, quirky, and well, courses that absolutely work, and come and join all these lovely people in class, makeartthatsells.com. But hurry, because genuinely it is closing and the prices will just go back to normal. So we hope that you will get yourself a bargain while you can. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
It was an absolute pleasure. I love my students, my followers, my people. I really care for you so much. I think about you obsessively. I really want you to thrive and prosper. I know the pressures in society say you can't do it, but I did. You can. So many of my students have made successes of themselves, got representation, gotten book deals and so forth. It is doable, but you need that support. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, this is the lobster that I showed you earlier. My nails go and my shirt. I'm all purple. All right, everybody. Thank you, Beth. As always, it's a pleasure. And you owe me 3 questions, so we will take that up another time. I really want to answer those sometime. But
brilliant. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day. Take care. Bye.
Bye.